Corky Cochran is a 1964 graduate of Livingston High School, a member of the Livingston High School Alumni Association, and a lifelong resident of Livingston. He was an all-around high school athlete, lettering in football, track, and baseball. In 1963, he was all-district defense in football on the last Livingston District Championship team. A highlight of his high school days was being named member of the state championship 440 relay track team. In high school, Corky was an active member of the Livingston FFA chapter, serving as FFA reporter and president in 1962 and 1963. He was a star livestock farmer and received a state farmer degree. During his senior year, he was class president, FHA sweetheart, and class most handsome. After school and in the summer, he worked in the family general merchandise store and farmed in the river bottom. He is a graduate from Sam Houston State University in 1968 with a major in physical education and biology and a minor in agriculture. While in college, Corky was a member of the livestock judging team. He is a member of the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association. After graduation, Corky returned to Livingston to coach and teach physical science at Livingston High School. As head freshman coach, his team won district in football, basketball, and track. He later became the track coach. He is still very much interested in Livingston Lion athletics and has videoed freshman, JV, and varsity football games for the football coaches since 1971 without pay, just because he loves the game. He also announces at varsity track meets around East Texas and officiates 8 to 10 track meets per year. After his coaching career, he worked at J.W. Cochran and Company until 1987. Corky has always enjoyed giving back to his community. He owned and operated Cochran Ambulance Service in Polk County from 1975 to 1987, bringing his operation into place in the back of his personal Suburban. He is a former certified instructor for EMS training and has a 46-year EMT intermediate certification. Since 1981, he has owned and operated Cochran Funeral Home in Livingston and Onalaska, following in the footsteps of his grandfather. Livingston Volunteer Fire Department has always had a special place in his heart. He began helping firemen in high school and on weekends while home from college. He's been a member since 1967 and the fire chief since 1978. He's also been an instructor at Texas A&M Fire Schools for 43 years. Public service has always been a part of Corky's life. He is a past director of the Polk County Farm Bureau, serving several years as president, and former member of the Trinity Natchez FFA and 4-H Buyers Committee, director of First National Bank since 1981, a lifelong member of Central Baptist Church, serving on many church committees, and teacher in the youth department. He's also coached youth football and Little League baseball. Corky is a recipient of the Rotarians Paul Harris Award, Chamber of Commerce Community Service Awards, and was named Polk County of the Year in 1975. He is also the recipient of the prestigious Baylor University Alumni by Choice Award and the Livingston High School Outstanding Graduate Award. Corky is a proud father of 3 children, all Livingston High School graduates, and a friend to all. Livingston ISD is proud to honor him with the naming of the Corky Cochran Track and Soccer Complex.
On behalf of the staff and the Board of Directors of First National Bank, it is my pleasure to congratulate you, Chief, on this honor. You and your family have been a part of the bank for 116 years. And one of the things that you've taught us is to be better today than we were yesterday. And I'm very proud to say we are better today than we were yesterday. But not only is the bank better, our community is better today than what our community was yesterday, and that's due to your community service. You have been a tremendous role model in serving this community. Your selfless service has been immeasurable. I would like to thank the administration of the school district for making this selection. I can't think of anyone that's more deserving of this honor. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to carry on your legacy. On a personal note, I want to thank you for being such a wonderful mentor for me. As you know, we've fought a lot of battles in the last 35 years, and thanks to your guidance, we've won more than our fair share. So Chief, congratulations. Our bank family is very proud of you.
I just want to say a big thank you to everybody in the community for acknowledging my grandpa. And I just want everybody to know how truly grateful for him that I am. Ever since I can remember, it didn't matter where we were or what he was doing, he always made it a big deal to be at every sporting event, prom, homecoming. He made it to all my rodeos, my signing day, and I'm just truly grateful that I got to experience life with him.
We just want to say how incredibly proud we are of this honor. He gives tirelessly of his time to everyone, never expects anything in return. And we just couldn't have a better thank you from the LISD board.
Thank you so much, Livingston, and a bigger thank you to my grandpa. We love you.
I need to tell a story about my best friend, Corky Cochran. A lot of people don't know, but every Friday night during football season, Corky films, whether it's here in Livingston or in East Texas. Also on Thursday night, he does the freshman and JV, and he's been doing this for over 50 years. I am his assistant because sometimes he's always carrying his little radio for the fire department in case something happens in an emergency. I take over. But this happened a year ago, and we had to go film at Magnolia West. Well, we went to his house so he could change and get in his line stuff. And Cheryl came in. I was in the living room, and Cheryl went back there, and then she started yelling, Coach, come quick, come quick. Corky has fallen. There's something wrong with him. I went back there in the bedroom, and Corky was laying there in excruciating pain and in a fetal position, and we knew not what was wrong with him. And Cheryl kept saying, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? I said, I don't know, Cheryl, but I've had kidney stones, and it kind of looks like that, but we need to get him to the hospital. Corky's laying, and we got him on the bed. As he's laying there, he rolls over and he puts his keys in there and said, Coach, you got to go to the game. You got to film. You got to go now. And so I took the keys. Corky, I don't need your keys. My car's outside. And so I did leave. And I told Cheryl, make sure you'll let me know what's going on, but get him to the hospital. And so they told me at the game that he had appendicitis and it was removed. And so the next morning, I went to see Corky at the hospital, and Cheryl and Krista were there, and they asked me if I would stay there, if I could, for a little while they went home to freshen up. And I said, sure. So I sat with Corky, and all of a sudden, someone else comes in a few minutes later, and I forgot this guy's name right now. And he said, I'm supposed to come sit, too. I said, oh, Corky is a runner. Because if we would have not been there, he would have gotten out of bed, got his clothes, and went back to work, either at the funeral home or with the fire department. That's Corky Cochran. I'd like to call him this, Corky the Lion-Hearted.
On behalf of the Livingston Volunteer Fire Department, I've known Corky all of my life. As far as I know, he's known me all of his. It's hard to imagine the Livingston Fire Department without thinking of Corky Cochran. Pretty much for as long as I've known, he's represented the fire department, he's represented this city, but more specifically the fire department in my mind. He's been invaluable as a leader, as a mentor, as a teacher. I don't believe the fire department would be half of what it is without his leadership. We've come to know him as a father, and he's come to know most of us as his sons, his extended family. I love my father, but if I had to have one besides the one I have, Corky would have been my first choice. He has taken a lot of us under his wing. He's helped us. He's practically raised a bunch of us from the time we've joined the department till now. He's selflessly given of his time. He is probably one of the most unselfish people I know when it comes to time or resources. I've never known him to refuse to help somebody in some way. He's never been at a loss for compassion. He's always been a natural, proven leader. The city has been so blessed to have him, the fire department doubly so. This community is what it is because of people like him. He's given more than we would ever be able to repay him. So it's nice to see the community, the school district, go above and beyond what I consider to be normal actions to honor him with this dedication. I think that we're much better for having known him as long as we have, and I'll always be so thankful for the time that I've had with him.